Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to take a look at how to improve the Ikea Askeby sofa bed, but first of all an important disclaimer is that I'm not an expert in back support or anything like that, so this video is just my opinions and my little tests here and stuff with the materials I have. It is what it is, it's just my opinions, nothing more. So there's various different ways that you can improve this bed, and if you want to see what the actual issues are, see my first video about this, which was just a review about how this was from the factory. It was pretty awful as a sofa bed. So in this video I'm going to show you several different ways that you can potentially improve this, and I'll try and start off with the simplest and then go on to the slightly more complicated, but overall none of them are very difficult to do. And the total cost to buy the memory foam that I've added to this is going to be around £20 to £50 depending on the thickness that you want. I will try out different things. If you want to see updates about this video, then see the description below. So first of all, the simplest method is to just use it as it is, just unfold it the way Ikea want you to, and just add a memory foam topper on top of that. That's going to make a nice improvement. And so that way you can also test out different thicknesses of memory foam just by buying them one at a time. The one thing with this is that the original pillows that come with this still have that issue of after a few minutes they sort of sink down a bit. And the thicker you get this thing, then the less likely it'll be to actually fold up together with it. I tried to fold this with a 3-inch and it just wouldn't fold back up properly. You're going to want to keep that behind the sofa or whatever. It's another step to take and it's another little bit of storage space to use up, but I think it would actually make the thing usable. The second option, which on its own is not what I would go for, is to swap out the foam in these two for memory foam, which I have done. And that makes them super comfortable for me, you know, very soft, which is what I like. But only doing that and then sleeping directly on that might transfer some moisture to the ground. And you can still sort of notice that this is hard, and you can just, you know, you can notice this edge here, especially if you sleep on your side. That's 12 inches of memory foam plus a really big soft back pillow. And that is just, that is fantastic. I had just enough to make all this, and I'm missing about that much from here. So here I think hack number 3 is definitely going to be the one for me. It does have the changed foam, the memory foam instead of the original foam, but it doesn't require me to keep any other pieces around, and the setup time is the quickest, and the sofa looks great. As you can see, it is ridiculously simple, but it works. So open this up. I've got it disconnected there from the zip, and this thing, fabric side up on both of these, just I think that's more comfortable. So that would be like that, and there you are. That is really not bad. My feet are a tiny bit off the bottom of this, which I find completely comfortable. I actually do that with most mattresses anyways, but that, you know, depends on preference. And that's actually not a bad pillow, but sometimes I want to sleep without a pillow, or sometimes I want, you know, to have my own pillow or whatever. Then for me, this would also be usable like that, just to get a bit of extra length that way. Then this is really, for me, this is definitely enough space. And here it is with the bedding on it. And I think I will be adding the slats to this, and hopefully what I can do is raise the bed just a little bit using wheels or just some slightly higher feet, and then connect all these slats with string, and then just be able to pull the slats out from underneath. Basically, I'll pull the first slat, and then the rest should just follow it because it's all connected with a string. For this fairly small size, there might just be enough space there to keep all those slats, but I'm not sure. Now hack number 3.5 is exactly the same as what I just showed you, except you also keep 2 little pillows, you know, the kind of thing that you'd normally put on a sofa, and you use them as the feet extension, and you use the bedding to hold it in place. And here I've just, as an example, I've just used just like a regular sleeping pillow. But I guess, you know, ideally you'd actually just buy the exact one that would fit perfectly, or 2 that would fit perfectly next to each other, the correct thickness. Or you could make 2 out of, you know, if you've got some spare memory foam. I could, you know, take this and some fabric that I bought at the pound store, a suit bag, whatever. I think I need 2 of these to cover that in full. You might want to get some nicer one than this, but it's Sunday and this was just the only thing I could find. You know, you could make a 3rd pillow and then, you know, just with the same amount of memory foam so that you complete this into a bed, and then you don't use that. You know, that's your sofa, but when you want to go to sleep, you just create a new bed, a completely separate bed with 3 pillows. I think that would actually then be very nice because you have all consistent, you don't have to sleep with a huge piece of wood under you. You'd still be close to the ground, you don't want to have moisture build up there. So if you're going to do that, then you might want to put some slats under it, basically like a real bed. Staple a string so that all the pieces of wood are connected to each other, so that when you open it up, it's just a matter of just pulling it and it's ready to go. I haven't tried that yet, so I really can't tell you if that's going to be really good or really bad or whatever. I will be trying that, but that'll be in another video. Okay, so now here it is with 18-inch of foam. There's the 2 original covers, which have been replaced with memory foam, and then another layer of 6-inch memory foam here, which I've just put some fabric on there for now. Basically, it looks a little strange. I mean, I haven't got the foam sitting in there perfectly at the moment, but I think this is actually not bad considering the huge improvement that it makes. And also, it is ridiculously comfortable to sit on. The entire thing just like sinks to the correct level, like that, but it's so soft. You can see that side is still up high, but it's like, and this thing is soft as well, so you end up with just a really super soft thing to sit on. The next option that you could do would be to replace that with memory foam, like I've said, and I'll show you actually how I've done that at the end of the video. And then to actually still keep the original 2 pieces of material, let's say behind the sofa, when it's being used as a sofa, and then take them out and place them down here as sort of the base. And what that gives you is that you no longer feel that edge there, because you create, you know, with these 3, you create the base, and then with these plus another one over there at the end, you create the mattress. And the issue there is, once again, it might be a little bit too soft. This starts to sink down a little bit depending on where you are on the bed. This would be the setup you would do if you wanted it to be higher. So this becomes the base, which is the same height as the piece of wood, but you're not sleeping directly on the piece of wood, you're leaving this one in place. And open this up like that. Not too difficult, considering how much better it is. And then that I would have fully covered with black fabric. This is going to still sink in after a while. After about 5 minutes, it starts to sink in a bit. And if this is too soft for you, then I would say the option is connect some wood slats onto the actual original foam material to stop it from bending. And also now you can sleep with your head over there. Quite a bit of space under my feet, and there's definitely enough space for a second person.